Every May, healthcare workers are treated to a familiar ritual, an annual corporate-mandated mindfulness app subscription, and a slice of lukewarm pepperoni pizza in the break room. Meanwhile, back on the floor, those same professionals are juggling unsafe patient-to-nurse ratios, surviving on a half cup of cold coffee, and ignoring their own need for a bathroom break for the 8th straight hour. This behavior gets ingrained early. On day one of clinicals, an unwritten curriculum takes hold. The patient comes first, your bladder comes second, and your biology comes dead last. The modern healthcare system actively encourages staff to wear this exhaustion like a badge of honor. It trades on their dedication, offering generic administrative fluff instead of the actual structural support required to keep human beings functioning. Prescribing a pizza party for severe physiological exhaustion fails on a basic anatomical level. A broken healer physically cannot heal anyone else. To understand why a slice of pizza is so insulting, we have to look past the sterile hospital hallways and examine the actual biological state of a nurse's brain during a 12-hour shift. Think of the mind in this environment like a smartphone running a high-drain GPS app in the background. Even during a rare 2 minutes seated at a charting station, the brain is constantly pinging satellites, anticipating crashing codes, running through worst-case scenarios, and listening for imaginary call lights. 12 continuous hours of that high-stakes vigilance leaves the body's tissues completely saturated with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Those chemicals don't magically evaporate the second an ID badge swipes across the exit scanner. Clocking out is purely an administrative boundary. Biologically, the worker remains trapped in a state of chemical fight or flight long after they pull out of the hospital parking garage. This brings us to the ultimate failed corporate prescription for burnout, the standard 48-hour weekend. This chart maps out the biological half-life of stress hormones in the human body. Scientifically, it takes a minimum of 72 hours just to flush residual panic and cortisol out of your system. During the first 24 hours, your typical Saturday off, hormone levels remain critically high. That restless anxiety and the inability to sit still are physical symptoms of adrenaline withdrawal. By mid-afternoon on Sunday, well before the 72-hour flush is complete, the curve spikes back up. Your heart rate elevates and the pre-shift dread sets in before you've even washed your scrubs. In that narrow 2-day window, the body completely fails to enter a necessary state of rest and digest. A standard weekend provides exactly zero recovery. It simply resets the timer on a biological time bomb before sending you straight back into the danger zone. Healthcare professionals must treat rest as a non-negotiable clinical necessity. Healing a saturated nervous system requires breaking the environment entirely. A windowless, alarm-blaring hospital hallway cannot penetrate chronic fight-or-flight conditioning. To execute a true reset, the brain needs specific biological antidotes. It requires profound silence to cure alarm fatigue, actual sunlight to restore shattered circadian rhythms, and an open horizon to signal the all-clear to the brain. True neurological recovery demands an intentional, multi-day environmental break, located as far away from the source of the trauma as possible. When purposefully designed, travel functions as a direct medical intervention. That is the exact reason a group of nurses built Wanderwell. We apply clinical compassion to our itineraries, using our own medical backgrounds to vet every detail of a trip. We engineer trips focused on neuro-recovery by removing all planning stress. This ensures you stay away long enough to clear the 72-hour cortisol flush and enter a full 5-day window of physiological reset. Drop the martyr complex, skip the hospital pizza party, and prescribe yourself